On this day in 1883, the weather was a bit worse than it is today. We had fog, winds, high tides, and a foot of snow. Not the best day to be sailing down the Chesapeake Bay with a load of cargo from Baltimore.
The Albert Daily ran aground near Smith Island, Virginia, but there's much more to the story than that on this Throwback Thursday. So Jim Duffy of Secrets of the Eastern Shore is here to tell us about the life-saving saints of Smith Island.
Good afternoon.
Happy New Year.
How are you? Happy New Year.
Welcome.
How long do you get to say Happy New Year? Is it like 2 weeks, a month? Because we're
As
at a
long
week
as you
now.
want.
Sure.
As long as you want.
This is the first time we've seen you in
All right, I'll say it
2026.
every time until between now and March. I'll say it every time. All right.
So a life-saving station out on,
Yes, out on Smith Island. So there's a life-saving station out on Smith Island. So the Albert Daily was just a few hundred yards from the shore is where it ran aground, but it was 3 miles from the life-saving station. So in this bad weather, they've got to drag this boat. It's a royal pain. They got to drag this boat over the sand, through the snow, all that. And they get there, and there's all kinds of problems. The fog, they can't see the boat, the waves, they can't get past the breakers, but eventually they get everybody off. And that's where this story should have ended. Right now, I should be saying, see you next Thursday.
Sure,
Well,
everyone's on
Everything will be
land.
fine.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
But no, that's not what happened. They all got back to the life-saving station, and the guys on the Albert Daily wanted to go check out their ship. The weather cleared a little bit. They went to check out the ship. There was a freelance shipwreck salvage team that was already out there inspecting the ship. And they all decide, we're going to do this right now, today. And it starts to snow. And Captain George Hitchens of the Life Saving Service says, could you guys wait a little bit for the weather? Please, just wait. We don't know what's going to happen here. And they're all like, no, look, these salvage guys have got a boat. Everything is fine. We're just going to do it. Just, you got life-saving people, you just get out of here. And Hitchens is like, please, dear God, don't do this. But they decide to do it. So he makes sure that they have a foghorn. He makes sure they have lights. He makes sure they know what to do. He leaves his life-saving boat on the beach and goes back to the life-saving station, and of course, we know what happened. Weather turns south, a massive wave takes that life-saving boat they were counting on out to sea.
Oh.
They all immediately have to climb up into the rigging, no foghorn, no lights, no nothing. Eventually, the life-saving people figure out what's going on. This time, they're bringing one of those Lyle guns that like shoots a zip line out at the boat so that people can slide back down. So now they got to drag that, except now the snow is up to like a foot of snow, and so they're dragging this whole thing for 3 miles through the snow. And one of the reports said it was basically beyond human strength, but they get there. And then they're trying to get out, and it's one thing after another. They can't get past the breakers. They get past the breakers, the fog is too heavy and the storm is too heavy. They can't find the boat. Out there, it kind of goes on and on and on. They decide we have to wait until light. And so they sit there all night in the snow and in the rain. And you know how you keep your feet from freezing if you're out in a situation like this?
Keep them in the snow?
Yeah, you dip them in the salt water.
Oh, in the salt water,
In the
okay.
salt water. So you keep your feet wet. Doesn't that sound great?
Yeah,
So this
sounds
is the
great.
kind of night these lifesavers have had after these guys ignored all of their advice. And morning comes, and again, there's a long sequence of breakers and lines breaking and everything else. They get 7 of the 9 guys off the boat. 2 of them, unfortunately, died. And they come back, and it takes them 5 hours to wake up. They have to drag the guys now all the way back to the life station. It takes them 5 hours to wake up. It takes them 5 days to get up. The most amazing thing I've came across in this story was somebody claimed that the lifesavers never in those 5 days said, I told you so. Never once
They could've.
said, I told you so. I kind of want to nominate them for sainthood because that's all that I would have told those people was, I told you so, I told you so.
You wouldn't let
I
them
told
forget
you
it.
so."
Right.
Exactly, exactly. And that's the kind of thing, first responders have to do to keep their emotions in check and keep everything, even when somebody's behaving really irresponsibly, you just got to go out and save them and do what you do.
That's right.
God bless them in 1883 and God bless them today.
Absolutely.
Yep. Jim Duffy, Secrets of the Eastern Shore. As always, thank you so much. See you next week.